Warning. Gameplay spoilers for the new chapter, I guess. So, don't go crying to me now if you get spoiled. That ain't my fault.
Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 are absolute cinema. They make me want to...
We have been waiting for like 4 years, and when the world needed the goat the most, he appeared, delivered, and whispered sweet nothings into our ears. We wanted romantic talk, he gave us Deltarune Chapter 5, come be out next year, big man. This man is the greatest gift to humanity. Deltarune is a game that I believe needs no introduction. At least it shouldn't for the people watching this video. I mean, I would be incredibly confused if someone who didn't know Undertale or Deltarune came into a video talking about Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 specifically, like, bro missed everything. From the moment my boy Tobias Piece hopped on Nintendo's stage to use his superhuman abilities just to tell us that we were getting fed this year, I knew shit was gonna be sweet. And once the weeks passed and the game came, I came! To give you a really brief summary, chapters 1 and 2 were really good. Yeah, on to the next chapters, which pick up right where we left off, and we go to Tango with the world. Dude, I honestly don't even know where to begin. There's so much that I want to talk about that I'm trying my hardest not to throw the script away to just start rambling like a maniac for a good set of minutes. But if I had to pick a place to begin with, there would probably have to be the fact that this game is funny as shit. Now, I did not remember this since my first time watching anything Undertale related was when I was 9! 10 years ago! Look at you, now you're thinking about your own mortality. Boom, made you feel old now, didn't I? But I completely forgot that Toby Fox is just one of the funniest guys on the fucking planet. And now I didn't read up on anything during the build up to chapters 3 and 4, nothing at all. How the fuck was I supposed to expect him to be mentally prepared for a fucking 90s attitude play in the first 10 minutes of gameplay, followed by the main antagonist of the chapter shoot me down? All of chapter 3 I was laughing my ass off, cause we go from a futuristic laptop city to fucking Family Feud. And Tussie and Chris, both appropriately titled ass, mind you, are hitting sounds like this!
Give me the name of a Mexican dish that ends with Ito. Dorito. What? Good answer, Jeff.
And speaking of Susie and Chris, these two might just be one of the greatest duos of gaming history. I am so damn serious right now. You want Dumb and Dumber? You got it! Why are you guys like this? That boy Toby Fox got the dumbest sense of humor in the gaming industry, and it sucks really bad because I grew up with Undertale, which means that by technicality that shit became my sense of humor. That Quapito Phoenix corrupting the youth. I also think that amongst other things, the characters were real big highlights of the experience. To be entirely honest, because it had been some time since my last time dancing with Deltarune, I never really quite appreciated just how good the characters are. And after finishing the chapters, it gave me more appreciation to both these guys and the Undertale cast as a whole. I never realized just how good Susie's character arc was throughout all the chapters to this point. She's my favorite character by far, and the rest of the cast is all a bunch of all-stars too. Noelle, Ralsei, I loved the Cyber Queen back when I first played chapter 2, and I especially loved Tenna in chapter 3. All of the characters are so dynamic and funny and charming, and while we're at it, the story is pretty fucking great as well. Now I can't spoil any of it because I want you all to experience it for yourselves. Nah, I'm lying my ass off. The real reason is I just hate writing about these stories because I feel like I'm just doing a fucking book summary. And then Susie grabbed Ralsei by the horn and started spinning him around the enemies, which was actually the only way to get through, as they were all getting the spin jitsu training from Master Wu. Like, I just get bored from retelling stories, and unfortunately I'm also not dedicated enough to retell them in engaging ways. Just know, the story is peak. When it comes to the story of Deltarune, I find that one of the things that keep it so interesting for me is simply the mystery element from basically everything in the game. Now, of course, some of it has to do with the fact that the game just releases at such a slow rate. Like, we've just had the time to lose our minds from chapters 1 and 2, and especially from chapters 2 to 3 and 4. But from the beginning of chapter 1, it felt like we were just running around in the dark with no concrete thoughts in our heads, just battering up and beating up Dark World civilians. We had no idea why basically anything was happening. We didn't understand the Dark World and its origins. Characters were spouting complete nonsense. Somehow Gaster was involved with this whole spiel. I don't even know who invited him to this party. And the relationship between the player and the character immediately seemed to be challenged. As chapter 2 released, it still seemed like we were swinging around in darkness, but now that chapters 3 and 4 are out for the world to cackle and harass on the internet, oh my god, dude, why did I make that? Why did I make that analogy? Why did I write that? I haven't been trying to write anything good or cohesive for that matter. I'm just swinging my brain around to see what sentences come out from my mouth. I'm talking 0% logical, 100% vibes. We got good writing? Nah, man, we got aura. Going back to my original point, now that the new chapters are out, at least to me, it feels like we're finally grasping a bit more of the true scope of this story. About the Dark World, about the scope of the game, about the characters in the Light World too. It feels like slowly but surely slowly we are getting all the puzzle pieces to come into place in order to create a story that, at least up to chapter 4, has been absolutely incredible. This man, Obito Ninetales, makes me want to give him a standing ovation. How does he keep doing it? Since I am already on the roll of not being able to transition into different talking points, I figured that I should just talk about the gameplay for just a little while. I don't want to talk too much about it since I do want to save my general thoughts on the package as a whole for when I make an actual complete Deltarune video, and not just a video focused on 2 chapters out of 7, but I at least want to mention a couple of things now. The combat has always been a highlight of the game for me. Hell, I think that the battles in this game might be even more fun than they were in Undertale. With a lot more options to approach these fights, and with the hold down throwdown we got going on being team based, the team attacks bring an extra layer of depth that makes you give more thought to the battles, even if it's just a little more. Outside of battle, the game also shines with the many minigames sprinkled through the story. You think you've seen it all, you get thrown into the Rock Band minigame. This game is amazing! The gameplay of Deltarune is honestly incredible, but wait! Go back to the Rockstar minigame! Last thing I want to mention, this game's music is one of the best soundtracks in the entire planet. He can't keep getting away with this! I honestly believe if you put a gun to Thomas Dog Engine's head and tell him to make a bad song, he dies on the spot from the mere idea. The amount of techniques Toby implements into his works, the motifs, the other techniques that I don't know since I lack a lot of musical knowledge and vocabulary, it all just culminates in this grand, mesmerizing concoction in which I am nearly moved to tears from how good the music is. When talking about the music of a game, I tend to list off examples, but at this point in time, there are simply too many examples that I would want to list off. So before finishing the video, let me give you one example. A single example. Slight spoilers for chapter 4 ahead. Once you finish all your business in the dark world and get ready to hit the hay for the night, you walk through the city after it stopped raining. And while walking, you start hearing something that sounds extremely familiar. Now, this may seem like a very small detail, but once I learned of this track, it completely solidified to me that Deltarune, as well as Undertale, may just be some of my favorite games ever. Toby Fox has created such incredible experiences. Very few things that I've played come close to these two. I'll make more in-depth videos for these games soon enough, but for now, just know that Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 are absolute masterclasses of design, and you should play them right now. Well, that's all the time that I have for today. I'm just a random stranger man on the internet, but hey, just call me Suda.